many buckets. Clutch time.
Tyler Herro, what a finisher he's becoming.
Lane, Oladipo. Oh, that's right. You better mean mug after you dunk on somebody that way.
Gonna run it down. He goes with it. Adebayo for the win.
York! Welcome to the 5 Reasons Sports postgame show, aka the Post Up on 5R. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. I'm not really sure what's going on with me right now, guys. I don't know what the fuck I just watched. To be perfectly honest with you, because where'd the guy go? There was one thing that I was prepared to do for like 45 minutes, from watching this game. I was prepared to come on here and let everybody know that Duncan Robinson's a bitch and a bum and a bitch.
We can still do it.
He got less than 2 hours before we need to get that boy the fuck up out of here. Okay?
You know what we need? We need Gad to do the thing he was doing with Iggy last year where he gives us how much Duncan makes every night.
I would love for him to do that as soon as he gets his ass back to work. But before I get started with all this bloviating, I want to start by welcoming this beautiful panel that we have here. First and foremost, we got the birthday boy. Shout out to my guy, Ariel Tears. Happy birthday, my G. Want to make sure that we tell you that on stream. So everybody make sure that y'all give Ariel a shout out. If you don't already, follow Ariel on Twitter. He got his @ in his name and all that shit. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, guys.
No problem. And of course, these chocolate brothers may seem as rebels, but they come bearing truth, trying to teach you devils. Now listen closely while their words make sweet love to your brain. Everybody give it up for these 2 members of the Can Gang. Shout out to my boy Brian Young and my boy TJ1, Caleb Martin Stan, joining us again. And back from the dead is the boy Gadiel Cartagena.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. Enough with the dancing and all that shit. Aaron, you talk first. I don't know what to do, bro. Like, tell me what happened, bro.
So, I mean, you're setting me up here because I literally just told y'all right before we came on here that the fourth quarter, I blacked out. I have no idea what happened. I was screaming at the TV. I don't know why, but I feel like tonight was the game that I was most angry at, like just the game and most frustrated by it in general of any game this season. I don't know if that's fair and maybe I'm being reactionary, but that's kind of what we do on here. But man, like just the fouls and the lack of attention to detail, just the heat. The offense was good. Let's start with the positive. So the offense was good. I thought that, even reincorporating Jimmy, there's going to be a little bit of a shift and an adjustment period to the way that they run their offense, because in the last few weeks, it's been Kyle Lowry kind of orchestrating everything. And you got a million shooters running off tons of screens and, they're shooting 40 plus threes a night. And so it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment when you get guys like Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo back, right? Like they're going to play more through them. There's going to be more possessions where Jimmy's pounding the rock, ISO possessions, post-up possessions, things like that. But the offense was just fine. And then defensively, it was just a catastrophe. Like the closeouts were atrocious, sloppy, terrible. I don't know what the final numbers on the rebounds were, but for a good portion of that game, it felt like the Hawks kept getting to every single offensive rebound. Just a pretty poor defensive effort. They were getting killed when Yurt was in there in the drop. They were just like getting diced up. Trey Young's involving him in every screen and roll action.
We out-rebounded them by 3.
I have no idea how that happened. That
That's
must
the
have been
most fraudulent stat I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's like probably that happened in the fourth quarter when I blacked out. But I mean, like it just the defense was really, really bad. And right up until the end, like they really only kind of got stout and got the stops that they needed in the last minute and a half of the game. Jimmy Butler put the nail in the coffin. And honestly, man, that would have been a really bad loss, I think. But it turned out to be a really good win because I thought that defensively they played really, really poorly. And so to get a win on a night where you play that badly and the other team can't miss from 3, even though that's kind of your fault, it's a good win.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to rationalize coming on this show and not completely overreacting. The only thing that I could do was blame the same man who the Unidentified Celebrity Review has blamed every show. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you to Unidentified Celebrity Review for the $5 don't know. He said, did somebody say bum? Yes, we did, sir. Duncan is a bum. Happy birthday, Ariel.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you to everyone in the comments, by the way, too. I appreciate y'all.
For sure. We also want to thank James Dodd for the $4.99 dono. James Todd. He said, my chest hurts way closer than this should have been, but happy the fellas pulled out the W. Also, Strus needs to stay in the starting lineup. Trust me, we're going to get there. Thank you, Nick Ordonez, for the $1.99 dono. He said it's already past 12 in Shanghai. Yeah, thank you. Hey, for sure. Hey, happy birthday again. I'm gonna try and put up as many. I got producer duties tonight too, so I'm gonna try and put up as many as I can. King Brian, go ahead and give me your thoughts on tonight's game, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely understand why this game was frustrating, especially given how bad the Heat beat the Hawks in the last game. But listen, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel that the Hawks offense is not very good in the sense that, yeah, you can look at the numbers. They have a pretty good offense, not pretty good, like top of the league offensive efficiency, top of the league offensive rating. But then you look at how they play basketball. How many possessions do more than two guys touch the ball? Not a lot. I mean, you look at the fact that they're bottom of the league in passes per game. They're bottom of the league in hockey assists. They're bottom of the league in just straight up assists. Like so many of the indicators of actual good team basketball, the Hawks are not very good. And credit to them for having the guys that can make a lot of shitty shots like Trae Young. But listen, if you're going to get beat, and luckily they won tonight, but if you're going to get beat by like Danilo Gallinari step back threes, you got to take it. Like for me, it's like hard to be mad. It's like, all right, sure, but that's not sustainable, you know? And props to them for making the Eastern Conference Finals last season, but
it's a fluke.
But you see my point. Like typically that type of offense doesn't work. And sometimes you do have good nights. You know, sometimes you have nights where you get really hot and you make all the shit shots in the world. But I just don't count it. I just personally don't count it. And that's not to give the Heat a pass. Like there are definitely a lot of possessions where they just completely lost sight of shooters. Like it felt like basically every Heat run, the Heat would lose track of a shooter and the Hawks would make a three and then go on their own mini run. But it's hard to be mad at shit. So, you know, props to the Hawks for getting really hot with the worst possible offense, but I'm not mad at it.
I guess I can feel parts of that. You know what I mean? Like the Hawks are pretty good. They're just terrible on defense.
I mean, if you look at like the archetype of the offense, the type of offense that you're talking about, Brian, where it's like one central guard or wing type player who just kind of controls everything and not a lot of guys touch the ball. They shoot a lot of threes. Hey, man, not only do you want it to be Trae, but you look back at the Houston Rockets teams, the James Harden teams, like a lot of those teams are really, really elite offensive teams, and they ran a very kind of a similar style of offense. So
yeah, but they had PJ Tucker, so
that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, different equation there.
So thank you, GSH everything _27 for the $10 dono. He said, I lost my damn voice for this game. Anyways, happy birthday, Ariel. I think most of us were in the same position. I wanted to lose my voice, but now I have to use it after the game. King TJ.
Hey, man, I don't even know. Caleb Martin is giving you everything that an NBA player can give you. I mean, Jimmy Butler was an interesting game for me. He played really well, don't get me wrong, but it just looked a little different. It looked like he had to work a little harder to get to everything that he wanted to get to. And he was missing some money, so he's still trying to get his legs under him. But other than that, I mean, the middle was just real ugly. The beginning was great. The first quarter, excellent. I was loving everything about that. And then the second and third, it was just bad basketball. Like the all bench units was just bad. Like couldn't find anything consistently. Tyler Herro spraying the ball all over the place, and they're not making shots. And then the fourth quarter happens, and everybody makes shots. Tyler Herro hit two big ones. Kyle Lowry hit a big one. Jimmy Butler obviously doing what he did. Like, bruh. What I'm drained. I feel like I played. Like what a game! Bro. What a game!
So thank you, Black Wafus, for the $5 dono. Said one. Do you think Tyler is being shopped? Do I think Duncan is being shopped? I'm sorry, that's my inner voice. I said two.
Our Freudian slip right there.
You know what I'm saying? Two. Our players immediately aware they're being shopped. I feel like his play these last two games screams it.
Wasn't he good last game?
He's been good the last 3 games.
I don't think he was like a good shooter, but I feel like he played good basketball.
Right, he was fine last.
Isn't that the game that no, yeah, him and Tyler came off the bench and had 60. Oh no, that was the Phoenix game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the last.
Like 14.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I think last game he shot what was it like 3 for 10 from 3-point, but he had some early ones and it kind of helped us kind of build that lead on Atlanta. So I mean, look, objectively he's been terrible, but this is not what we're talking about right now. Gadiel Cartagena, I want your thoughts on the game before we start getting to what seems to be aiming in the direction of a barbershop conversation.
Let's do it.
It was a good start for like the first 8 minutes, and then after that, it was horrible, putrid defense. Like my biggest problem is they were just getting to wherever they wanted on the floor. Like Miami's defense is really good at like stopping people from getting to their spots. Kevin Herter was getting to the rim at will on Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro did not have a great defensive game at times, but he also came up in big moments, so I will give him credit for that. Jimmy really was not able to slow down Trae Young at all in terms of breaking down the defense. Like Trae was literally he was having a field day with manipulating defenders. It was way, way too easy for him. And then we put PJ on him and Caleb on him late, and it started to slow him down. Like Jimmy's better playing the passing lanes as opposed to playing point of attack defense. I think it took Spo a little bit just to try to see. And one thing I never want to see again is this 5-man in, 5-man out platoon. Don't do that. There's a reason you have 3 max caliber players, 2 of which were playing tonight. You want to have one of those guys on the floor at all times. That's the luxury of having that many kind of guys who can do so many different things and impact so many different facets of the game. So seeing that platoon, do not want to see it. But outside of that, Herro showed up, Jimmy showed up, PJ's fantastic. Caleb with like the least stats, but a very impactful game when we needed him to play well. So sub 123654 said, no, Gad, you do that with Depot. Yes, but that's not where we're at right now. But I wholeheartedly agree. If Depot's himself, I'm with you. I think that Herro, Duncan, whatever. Bam. What? Kyle's a close to max guy. You guys get it. No one's paying a $37 million. But anywho, big win, really big win. We need to rack up these wins where you're like, okay, this is a team that we should beat. And even though we didn't play perfectly, this just shows how good this team is. Like on one of our bad nights and one of the Hawks' best nights, we can still win. We shot the ball well, but everything else was poor for the Heat by their standards. So really good win, man. Really good win.
I was kind of getting PTSD from the back-to-back Atlanta Hawks games because last year this essentially cost us a run in the playoffs because we lost the one that we should have won. So I'm glad that we were able to pick up the win. I want to talk about like not specific. We're not going to really like break down the players the same caliber. We're just going to have conversations about overall pretty much shit that I want to talk about. So I want to talk about how Omer at 7, like his impact was kind of mitigated by the fact that they were killing him in that drop. Like you had to get his ass up off the floor, and I think we lost his rebounding, and it kind of showed some of the growth that he still has left to go in his game in order to be a consistent rotational player, and it's why Dedmon
got his ass killed tonight too. Let's not.
Right.
They had major problems defending them. Like that's why they got killed tonight.
But yeah, go ahead, Ariel. I want you to kind of speak to what was going on with the big situation tonight.
I miss Bam. I'm sorry.
I miss Bam so much, man. There are some teams that just kind of can on certain nights, and the Hawks would be one of those teams. Kind of present a matchup problem for the Heat because if the Heat don't have Bam, they're switching less on average. They still switch a good amount, but with Dedmon and especially with Omer in the game, he's going to be dropping on every pick and roll, every screen type action. And against a guy like Trae Young, especially like for the first I think it was 2.5 to 3 whole quarters of the game, you've got Jimmy at the point of attack guarding Trae, and he's not doing a very good job at staying in front of him, right? And I kind of get that.
Terrible job.
We had this discussion like in the group chat where it's like, you feel more comfortable probably putting Caleb on quicker small guards at the point of attack, and then you trust Jimmy to guard literally anybody else on any other position player on the floor more so than you do Caleb. But in that kind of situation, Trae's getting downhill every single time, and Omer, Yurtseven, and Dedmon, but really I noticed it more with Omer, if I'm being honest. It's just kind of like lost. He's in too many times he's finding himself in that in-between zone. His man's getting behind him. He doesn't read the screen properly. Trae's got to pull up or he's got a drop-off pass to the guy under the basket, and it's problematic. Like, it's tremendously problematic. Omer steps up, Trae sprays it, you get an open 3. Like, it's just, there's not a real, the only way to really blow that up is for Jimmy to, stay in front of Trey and kind of fight through that screen. And it's tough. It's tough, man. Trey's a quick guard. He uses screens really well. So it was a catastrophe. That's like one of the main reasons the defense, they were getting diced up tonight is that, the bigs struggled tremendously in the drop.
I think Spo went to kind of like his backup plan towards the end of the game. Well, it was kind of like what he had to do by paying PJ at the 5. Like he pulled that shit out of his head. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, but you're like in a fishbowl. You're frozen.
Yeah, I see shit going wrong already. Gad, do this.
Okay, so if you like tonight's game, you're going to love Aggressive Insurance. If you guys know Lynette, she's always in the comments, always on Twitter. Make sure you go ahead and give her a call. Aggressive Insurance, she can probably save anything except for Trae Young's hairline. I know Ben's trying to kill me for my hairline, which is really weird. I think I have a pretty normal head of hair. I'm just a generic dude. But anywho, call Aggressive Insurance, 954-581-8800. Make sure you call Lynette and talk some heat with her, talk some insurance. There you go.
Good job. Mention 5 reasons that she'll give you a free vacation voucher. Do I still sound like I'm in a fishbowl?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Fabulous. Kang, TJ, I want you to pick up on that conversation that we left off. Who was less bad tonight? Deadman or goddamn Omer?
Oh boy. I mean, I wasn't impressed with Deadman at all. I could not stand the Deadman game. It was awful. He could not stop fouling, wasn't in the right position, couldn't grab anything. I mean, offensively gave you nothing offensively.
I love this bit.
Hey yo. But it was just bad. So I guess I'll go with Omer. He was at least active when they were like trapping Trae Young early. He looked good there, and he showed active hands when they were trying to like get passes by him and everything. Just a couple of times. I mean, it was still bad. The Heat were in rotation the entire night, but it could have been worse, at least from Omer.
I sound like I'm in a fishbowl again.
You do. Can I actually like maybe let's get to Brian on this. I just want to because we're talking about Omer, and I feel like especially like really in the third quarter, they kind of went to him early for a lot of those relief buckets.
You had 11 points in the third, right?
He had a really good, I don't know what exactly he had, but like it felt like there was a good 5 or 6 consecutive possessions where, Jimmy or whoever's getting downhill, they're finding Omer and he's just hitting that hook shot, which is not really a shot that's been very kind to him this season. So I don't know, Brian, how do you feel like, he kind of buoyed them a little bit in that third quarter? How do you feel about his offensive game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely with you. Like early on for Omer, it did not look good, but as of late, he looks to have some touch around the rim. And I don't necessarily think that it's something that you can rely on long term, but I think that offensively, I mean, you see the connection with Kyle Lowry, you see that, he actually can do some stuff around the rim. And I mean, it's good to have that release valve. It's good to have that option. It's just, you probably don't, like I said, you probably don't want to rely on it, but I think having the option there is nice.
Yo, my internet is fucking up, bro. I know what it looks like. Y'all know how when your internet be fucking up, you get the little bars up on you. Yeah, my shit coming in
impeccable, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Gad's 5 reasons check cleared. Royals didn't. Damn, bro.
I took a month off.
Because I use charts.
That's right. Oh, speaking of which, Yadier Cartagena, do you have something for the people tonight?
Are we doing this now? Are we still going positive or?
I mean, you just was talking about charts, bro. So I just figured that you were.
We can show. So a little bit of a different metric that I'm actually introducing tonight. If we want to go ahead and get to it. Today we're going with Culture Coffee. So as you guys know, Duncan Donuts partnered with Duncan Robinson to try and donate pounds of coffee to South Florida food banks. So tonight we have a plant-based analytic that breaks down the correlation between Duncan's shooting and the amount of coffee at South Florida food banks. So if we have his last 4 games here. On January 5th, 12 pounds of coffee, 4 threes made. Very nice. Good donation. After January 6th, on January 8th, no coincidence, 24 pounds of coffee donated. So great on Duncan. And then the last 2 games went back down to 9, and then tonight 0. It just makes me wonder, does Duncan Robinson hate South Florida?
He might, man. You see his home road splits? Like he is terrible
it's
at home, man.
Just listen, tonight is absolutely not on him, but it makes you think.
When Gad, let us know when does Duncan Robinson
minutes.
become? Oh, interesting.
Man, the world would be so much more a better place.
God.
Neither can I. Let's talk about Jimmy coming back tonight because I felt like it was an interesting dynamic to watch him and Kyle Lowry play footsie on the basketball court. It was rough watching them try and get back together. The offense wasn't the same because Kyle was off the ball a whole lot more. That's a natural part of what happens. I mean, like I said before, this is the type of basketball that will win us games in the playoffs. But the way that we were winning in the regular season was much more enjoyable to watch. Brian, we're going to start with you this time, bro. How did you feel with the Jimmy dynamic with Kyle coming back? Like, how do you feel the offense looked compared to what it's been looking like since when he was out?
I thought the offense looked fine. I mean, I think that we have to keep in mind that, Jimmy's missed, 18 games? So I still feel like we're in that phase where him and Kyle are still going to have to figure out their spots in offense, how they're going to share the ball, just because it's still really early in their careers, at least playing together. But tonight, I mean, after Jimmy missed the past 3 games or so, like, I still thought it looked good. They both, I thought, had really good games. So if this is kind of like a rusty-ish version of what they're going to be going forward, then I'll take it, man. It looked good.
It isn't even Duncan slander. Like, we're not blaming him for like what happened tonight. I don't think he had that much bearing on the game. That's just my problem.
That's been the problem.
There was just no impact.
He hasn't had any impact on whether.
I also think it's entirely fair to slander him because for the most part this season he's played quite a bit below not only his market value in terms of the contract he got, but also what you would expect from him based on his previous performance. So, like, I mean, if you wanted to slander him, it's all good.
Let's even make it even smaller. Let's just talk about to fucking night, since you want to tell me that we can and cannot slander Duncan Robinson.
Stunk.
The bitch played 18 minutes, was 0 for 2, a minus 12. Scored. He was not even shooting. He was bad.
Yeah, that was
Did nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
there was open looks too.
He might not have got his morning cardio in. So
everybody knows
he got his evening cardio in. I can tell you that much.
I saw somebody tweet this shit. Like, somebody need to tell Duncan Robinson. Everybody knows that when you drive, you're gonna leave your feet and try and pass the fucking ball. Like, it's at this point, bro. You're not even contributing. So thank you, Joe Rock, for your comment. We really appreciate you watching us. Thank you, Jonathan McNamara, for the 333. Don't know. He said Spo pulled the PJ at the 5 card. Loved it. So did I, because it got both of them hoes off the court. Let's talk about that.
That's the adjustment, by the way, to what we were talking about just before them getting killed in the drop. Is you go smaller, you put PJ at the 5. Now you can switch a little bit more. You feel comfortable switching PJ out to Trae Young or whatever. If Trae wants to involve the 5 or the 4 in that screen action, and it worked. Like, I don't know how much it worked, but at the end of the game, it worked for sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Gat, your turn. You haven't talked about.
Yeah, I love PJ Tucker at the 5. Like, this is the type of thing we're going to need. We need to be a little bit more mobile. Like, come playoff time, you're going to need to be quicker on the back line. So, like, Omer, Dedmon, we thank you for your contributions, but there's going to be moments where they do not get minutes in the second half of a playoff game for this reason. You got PJ Tucker for this reason. He can give you this type of production.
I thought you were going to say there are going to be moments where they don't get any playing time.
Well, yeah, it's very possible that happens. Like, this team has the potential to play really, really small. So, like, it's going to be matchup dependent. Against Brooklyn, you can play like midgets because they also play like midgets. I don't care if they're 6'9", they're about 69 years old. So it doesn't really matter. Nice. But against Milwaukee, you have to play it a little bit bigger. We have options to do that. Very, very cool. So, love what PJ is able to bring, man. Like, every single game, we could just talk exclusively about him for about 45 minutes and not get redundant at all because he does so many different damn things on the basketball floor. So, credit to PJ, man. I'm excited to watch him and Bam play again. It's going to be real pretty on defense. Like, that might be the best defensive front court.
So, this don't know is from Threat. Threat say, they called me a casual. Now look, LOL. Threat. Thank you for the 199. Don't know, Kane. So, what he's talking about is he's been banging the drum about Duncan Robinson being completely eliminated out of the rotation.
Well, you can't do that.
Why not?
Because you're paying him $90 million. and frankly,
playoff time, I'm not letting some man's check ruin the chances of winning.
I hear you. No. Hold up.
I don't think he'll be playing poorly, but if
he won't be playing
poorly,
he will have the shortest
staying in Miami.
He will have the shortest leash.
Hold up. Let's put this thing in perspective. I agree with you. I'm not saying that you got to give him 30 plus minutes a night because you paid him a big contract. Like, of course, that's not the case. However, you've seen in recent weeks, his minutes have there's been like a little bit of a shift where Spo is starting to go away from him. And we know that Spo loves Duncan. And so I think that's like a pretty big and substantial development so far this season. Now, Max Strus getting inserted into the starting five. Spo kind of framed it as, well, it's just Duncan's returning to, trying to get back in game shape, blah, 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 even though Max Strus also missed games, but whatever. And now you get Jimmy back. It's been a few games now that you've had both Duncan and Strus, and Max stays in the first five. So I think that this is becoming, I think we're very close to this being like the first five going forward, of course, with Bam in there instead of Omer. So yeah, like, I don't think that you're going to be playing, assuming they don't move him. I don't think you justify playing Duncan big minutes because you paid him a lot, but you also can't eliminate him from the rotation entirely. There is value there. He does have nights where he will get hot. They're few and far in between this season, but he's been shooting, if we're being honest with ourselves, he's been shooting quite a bit better over the last, I don't know, month or so, maybe a little bit more than that. So, I mean, like, it's not like he's not an NBA player. He's just performing quite a bit below what you need him to be at, and that's why he's lost his starting job, it looks like. But there's always going to be a role for him in the rotation while he is still in Miami.
I don't know. Thank you, Samuel. Alan, sorry for the 199. Don't know. He said Tyler Herro getting a max extension, and now I hate to say this, but Ariel Latias has said this shit so many times that I've started to believe it. Tyler Herro's not going to get the max, but he's going to get 90% of the max.
Yeah,
he'll get very, very close to what the max is. And I think Pat will be able to swing that.
And
Brian,
just to put that in perspective, before people
stop.
freak out.
For 20 minutes. It's time for Brian to talk.
Right,
Brian, go ahead and talk about this. Goddamn, Duncan versus Max Strus. I'm sorry, it's your birthday, Ariel. I should let you talk as much as you want, but I'm not going to. Brian, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson debate. Like, personally, I thought that they would insert Duncan back when Jimmy came, but that didn't happen. So, do you think that there's a chance that Duncan Robinson could be eliminated out of the playoff rotation altogether?
No, I don't think he's going to be eliminated out of the playoff rotation, but I definitely think it's possible that Max Strus is not a starting spot. He's played better as of late in short or small sample size, whatever, but he's played better as a starter than Duncan Robinson has all season. I mean, he's been straight up better than Duncan Robinson all season. I mean, you saw it tonight before he got hurt. He had 16 in the first half? Like, first quarter. Like, Max has been balling. I mean, I don't. Well,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Like
16 the whole game, by the way.
He only scored in the first.
It sounds better if you say first quarter.
But I mean, he also finished the game.
He had 0 points in the other 3 quarters.
He had 16 points for the whole game. It had 16 points in the first quarter. You can take whichever one of those you want to make a tweet, and I guarantee you one will get more likes than the other.
Yeah, I mean, if he had 16 points, if the 16 points was spread out through 4 quarters, I'd still be really happy. I'd still say that's better than what Duncan has been doing as of late. So, I just don't see the reason to take Max Strus out of the starting lineup. Like, if this was completely merit-based, just, who do you trust as a basketball player right now? It would be Strus. I mean, the only reason Duncan really comes to the conversation is because of the previous 2 seasons he's had, supposed trusting him in that contract. But outside of that, I really don't see a reason to take Max out of that spot.
Yeah, Michelle, I think that's with the way Duncan's been playing. Like, I think it's only so like they're going to keep guarding him. I guess they're going to keep guarding him. They're terrified of this man going off of multiple threes. I don't know. Twan,
Can I ask a question with that whole like Duncan playing off the bench thing? Like, the idea is he comes off the bench, right? His job becomes a little bit easier. Like, he goes against easier defenders. Like, he's not playing against these guys. He still cannot really create space for himself off ball right now. Now, part of that is because he's not playing with Bam, who's an unbelievable screen setter. Did I say that right? That sounded weird to say. But like Duncan playing with it's weird that he literally cannot even get shots off right now.
TJ, you think that's going to change when Bam comes back? Like, because I think if Duncan continues to come off the bench, then he's going to be in part of that stagger rotation where he's going to get minutes with Bam. We trying to keep it going for you, my guy. Like, I don't know, bro. I might be on here until that bitch eligible.
Oh my goodness.
Like, go ahead, TJ. I want you to talk about do you think that there's a chance that Duncan could potentially like blossom in this bench role when he's staggering with Bam coming back against these lesser players that Gad is talking about?
I mean, I guess he can look better to a degree. Like, obviously, Bam is going to spring him some more open shots. They just got the chemistry that way. Right. It just works. But at the end of the day, like, Duncan's just playing bad, period. It doesn't matter if he's getting good looks, if he's getting bad looks, if he's getting wide open off a Bam screen or a Deadman screen. Like, it just doesn't matter this year. It hasn't mattered. Sometimes he gets his moments where he's going, but then you get nights like this where he looks unplayable. He does absolutely nothing for 18 minutes. So it's like, if he gets looks, it doesn't even matter at that point. I think the whole Strus thing, the Strus Duncan thing, like Strus deserves to be there. If it was me, you need to see more from Caleb Martin shooting, but I'd probably trust him more in the starting lineup in the playoffs just because he does more. Am I frozen?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Okay.
You're actually cooking right
because
now.
he does more. So if the shooting comes down, like, then Caleb Martin would be perfect for the starting lineup. But for right now, Strus is just playing too good, not for him to be there. And Duncan is he's so random. You don't know anymore with Duncan, and that's the issue. You don't know what you're going to get from him.
Michelle Tucker, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The reason I kept this comment up here is because I didn't want to lose it. What's a muse, bro? Because that shit sound racist, bro. I don't want to say Bam don't belong to that white man. You hear me?
Isn't that like what you paint your photo off of? Like you're staring at something and you're painting a photo of it?
Isn't that like a sexual thing?
I don't know, bro. It's like you throw some bondage type shit. Like
okay, a person or personified force who is the source of inspiration for a creative. I don't know if that's what we're going for here.
That's
Maybe
definitely a good. Yeah, I think
so
that
is Duncan's production like exclusively tethered to Bam Adebayo? Because I feel like we're just moving the goalpost a little bit.
No,
like,
I don't
maybe,
think so,
but how good was he in games that Bam played? Like, I'd love to pull up. Like, right? I don't think
he was terrible.
Hopefully, he plays better tomorrow, man. Like, I don't even care so much about the lack of like production. Obviously, it's an issue, but my issue is like you cannot go through a game and play 18, 20 minutes and just take 2 shots. Your whole value is that you take those hard shots. Like the mental fortitude has to be there. But anyways. I'm really happy with almost like everything else that we got.
It's got to be in his head at this point.
Go ahead, Gad.
Oh, HM. Long time no see. Hope you're having a great New Year's. Hope you celebrate at 12 a.m. tonight. There is no saving Duncan if his shot is not falling. As was said, he needs a short leash. If he starts hot, play him. If not, bench him fast.
I'm not starting Duncan Robinson anymore.
I think he means once he comes into the game, but I agree with you. He's out of the starting 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm not starting Duncan. Well, you've been trying to put him out since the Tyler Herro thing. How's that going anyway?
Y'all framed this wrong. I'm so tired of having this fucking conversation.
No, we have not talked about Tyler.
That's because Royal's in charge here.
Don't try to change my agenda here, okay? I was gonna try to get through the whole show without talking about how well this motherfucker played because I was also prepared to come on here and slander him a little bit. I think at the last game where he was doing a lot of really good things in terms of his playmaking, he tried to do a little bit too much at times tonight. But then he kind of settled into the game, and he had a phenomenal game. Like, I'm not even going to hold that boy. Like, he was one of the main people down the stretch that was helping us get back into this game. And he actually kind of gave us the lead. So, yeah, let's start with his whipping boy, Ariel. Ariel, let's talk about Tyler Herro.
Hey man, let me just clarify something because I don't know if Royal's hard of hearing or what the deal is here. Somebody somebody got to block that Adam Barai character in the chat. But I broached the idea of starting Tyler Herro because there was a stretch of games where they were starting poorly. They were starting games poorly.
We don't have this conversation again.
Hey, you brought it up, man. Is that true or is that not true, Royal? That I said that like there's a conversation to be had. You can make an argument for starting him because they were starting poorly over that stretch of games, and he had to come in and save them every single time. Is that true or not?
That is true. Was my argument not that I felt like they were trying to rely on Tyler Herro when they started?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying, but
is that not what happened when he started?
100%. All I'm getting at
is poorly.
Royal. Okay. All I was ever getting at here is that I think that was a potential solution to that problem. Now that problem no longer exists, and he obviously has been playing fantastic off the bench for the most part. So, I mean, I don't think we need to have that conversation anymore. I'm not saying I want Tyler to start. Hey, I need it so I can sleep well at night. Like Adam's going to try and say it in the comments here. But hey, man, I think what was the question? Was like how he played. Like where we even? I don't even remember. You made me mad with your bullshit.
We're going to talk about Tyler's game tonight. Oh, first of all, Raphael, that is Miss Lynette, who is also the primary sponsor of the Fire Read Sports postgame show. She doesn't have to donate another cent to us. You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
That woman is a saint, and we love her dearly, and we appreciate her. As a matter of fact, you should give her a phone call at 954-581-8800. Mention 5 reasons to get your free vacation voucher. Or visit her at www.insurancebylynette.com. Anyways, moving on.
That's
We were
impressive.
talking about. We were just talking about. Yes, it was aggressive. We were talking about Tyler Herro's game tonight and how well he played. So I just wanted to get your overall.
I don't know. He was good, man. I mean, like, I think, look, I'll start with the bad. Let's get that out of the way. I think that the movement passing and kind of some of the lobs that he's trying to throw up there, and some of the
We were lobbing into goats tonight. There's like 4 lobs that made no sense.
yeah, man, and some of the windows that he's trying to put that
He should be
put
charged
that
with
thing
treason.
in. Like, yeah, like definitely maybe don't do that, Tyler. I think he's definitely there are times where he's
Tarred and feathered every time he throws a lob.
hey man, your team wouldn't be as good as it is. So I think that I don't know. I bet charge of treason. Anyways, I think that there's going to be. Look, his playmaking was not good tonight for the most part. There's going to be some growing pains when you try to, when a player's developing a skill set that he hasn't really used in games before. So that's part of it, but he definitely has to make better decisions. But we've seen this. I mean, man, when he just kind of keeps things simple and things are kept simple for him and he just has to score the basketball, he's at his best. That's what it was in the fourth quarter from what I do remember from that portion of the game. He came up clutch with a couple of big shots to kind of keep the Heat in the game. I think he tied the game or gave them the lead somewhere late in the game. And then he made a shot, I think, in the last minute as well. So he lives for those moments. He's really good in them. And just keep it simple, man. Like, you try to do too much, shit goes wrong. When he keeps things simple, he's so much better for this team. So,
Gad, what was the most impressive part of Tyler's game tonight?
Ooh, clutch buckets most definitely. But one thing that really stood out to me, once again, 6 free throws. If he can get to the line, that man is going to be an absolute problem come playoff time. Because when the game slows down, maybe there's a little bit tighter defense. He's already going to be good, in my opinion. Like, the tough shot creation and the tough shot making is really tough for teams to guard. Like, that's what they want you to take, and he still plays well. But if he can get to the free throw line, man, it's going to be a whole different layer for this team. 6 free throws a night. That's a huge deal. There's been a bit more of an emphasis to kind of get downhill. Maybe not so much in the first half, but in the second half, it looked like it. So I think the second half from him was really, really good. Ben loves attacking my hairline.
yeah, man, you good, bro? Like,
Twan, where are you on the man Tyler Herro tonight, man?
Hey man, he was good, man. Making big shots. He's really good at making big, tough shots. Like, that's just his thing now.
Yeah, it is.
So, it's cool to just see him grow and to see him just try stuff. I know, like, the lobs are bad and like some of the passes, like, you shouldn't throw that. But like, he's trying it now, and at least he kind of sees like what's supposed to be there. So
it worked last game. So I mean, that's it.
Exactly, and it worked last game. So
he got 11 of them guys.
Yeah,
he's seeing stuff different, and it's good to see him get comfortable with like creating off the dribble now. It's less screens, and he's going at DeAndre Hunter and getting him like off balance and shifting him, and it's like he's just doing a bunch of stuff. He's just getting way more comfortable. He looks seasoned, like he's making passes that Trae Young's making. He's manipulating defenses the way Trae Young did. And I know they're going to talk about the whole name in the conversation thing. Like, that's ridiculous. But, like, he's getting good. I don't know. He's getting really good.
How good is Tyler Herro at this point, Brian? Like, I mean, okay, at this point, we all know that he's not all-star good. He's not going to make the all-star game. But, I mean, like you said at the beginning of the season, Eric, he was in the conversation. Like, when those first fan votes came out, his name was there. He's earned that much to be seen in that. Like he's played really well. But real talk, like, where are we going with this? How good can this man be? Because we've seen holes as well.
I mean, I think he can be an all-star at some point. I mean, like you mentioned, like, he was in the all-star conversation. It's a fact, man. Hey, listen, if you are some would probably argue that he should be in the all-star game like this season. I mean, let's say the Heat are the number 1 seed by the time the all-star break comes around, and he's their second leading scorer. That's an all-star. That it is.
We might be a 1 seed by the all-star break and have one all-star.
They might be a 1 seed by tomorrow night.
How can they
or Monday night or whatever.
Right, and have one all-star.
Oh man.
It's possible. It's possible.
No, it's likely.
They might have guys.
4. That's
They might have
0.
I don't
Yo,
know.
yeah,
They
might have 0.
There's like whoever starts in the all-star game gets COVID, and then there's a bunch of like college.
Yeah, I feel like with reserves, we'll get one, like how we got one with Goran a few years ago.
Yeah, it's possible.
He was a replacement, right?
Yeah.
Like
You know
like
damn
4
well ain't
people
nobody vote
after
Goran into no
the
goddamn all-star game.
No, I mean he was a replacement, not a bench guy.
No shit. No, nobody voted Goran Dragic into that all-star game.
I hear you. Like, am I supposed to respond?
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying like he earned that.
No.
Let's be.
Is Tyler the second All-Star though? If there is going to be a second All-Star that makes the team, other than
I think
Jimmy,
he
is it
will.
Tyler?
I think he will be. I don't think he should be. I think
think
Kyle
it's
Lowry
should
should be the
Yeah.
All-Star. Like we're not talking about him enough, and that's my fault. As those like we haven't even gotten to Kyle. Like because tonight, like the stats don't do him justice. Like yeah, he has his little necks and shit that get under your skin, but the man just knows how to play basketball, bro. He just knows what he is doing, and yeah, he got some shit that he need to figure out with Jimmy. But once they gave him like his own little lineup for a little while, that's when the Heat started to come back into this game. So, Gad, I want you to start to talk about Kyle Lowry's impact and like how is Spo going to figure this thing out? Like, can he be effective with Jimmy? Do he just need to give him his own lineup and let Jimmy and Bam figure some shit out? Like, how you see that shaking out?
I think surrounding Jimmy with a bunch of shooters and Deadman has been something that's worked out really well. Earlier in the year, you saw Kyle, Bam, and Tyler played really, really well together. And now you have those complementary players like a Caleb, like a PJ, although PJ can be his own lineup in his own right.
For sure.
And a few of these other guys, like just have a revolving two players with those three. And I think you're going to have a really, really nice stagger there. But yeah, just, Lowry can elevate any lineup. So give him his own lineup. You don't need him to play with Jimmy that much because how high can he elevate Jimmy from where Jimmy already is? But he can elevate the Gabe Vincents, Max Strus, the Caleb Martins, all those guys. He can activate them to become really productive players like the way he's done. So outside of the turnovers tonight, I was fine with Kyle. There was just I think it was 3 or 4 in the first quarter, back to back. Really ugly that swung the game, swung the momentum a little bit. But outside of that, man, Kyle's special. He makes players so much better, and it's going to be really valuable come playoff time. And he's still not shooting the way that we know he can shoot, which is unbelievable. But there's so much there that we don't need him to be that scorer. We don't need him to be the most elite defender, but we just need him to be the damn captain, be the damn point guard. And that's what he's been doing. And he's been leading the ship, and he's leading us to a 1 seed right now. So can't complain about Kyle pretty much ever, even if the stat sheet disagrees with it. He's just too good. He's too smart.
So thank you, Jose A. Lucas, for the $2 donut. He said we have a chip to win. Forget the All-Star game. I'm with you, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's just a topic of conversation. We're gonna be represented there. We have to be because we're a top 2 seed in the East, might be the damn 1 seed. So we have to be represented. And it's fun sometimes to talk about who we might send up there. But anywho, bro, Brian, I feel like I grow more appreciation for Kyle Lowry the more that I watch him. Is because at the beginning of the season I was a little frustrated with him not scoring or being a timely scorer. Now that we have scores back and it goes back to him being just kind of like the guy who sets the table, it feels like when he's in his natural role, he is everything that he was built to be before getting here. Do you feel the same way? You feel like he's a little more, a little less?
No, I feel like he's a lot more. I mean, we were talking about Omer Yurtseven earlier, and I feel like 60% of Omer's offense can be attributed to Kyle Lowry. It's true. And we've seen this team play really, really well with guys that maybe are fringe NBA players. And again, you attribute a lot of that to Kyle Lowry. Getting this team to play.
Well, who's the fringe NBA player?
Huh?
Who's a fringe NBA player? Say it.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Which player specifically?
Define.
You're serving a fringe NBA player. I think on any other team, he probably honestly Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, probably on any other team. I'm just saying on the Heat, they've been great. But
Gabe Vincent is an NBA rotation.
That is 95% of Jalen Brunson right there to you, sir.
I was gonna say 94, but fuck it, we'll bump that, man.
I'm just saying.
For the culture, Gad.
I'm with it.
I feel like the Cavs are a bad example, though they've been good this season. But if these guys were on the Hawks, what would they look like?
Jalen Brunson. Gabe Vincent be playing 25 minutes a night for sure. He's better than any of the guards they have coming off the bench.
Herder?
Yeah, I guess. But
Herder? Oh yeah, you're right. He doesn't start.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Would be his competition.
What do you look like?
He's whooping DeLon Wright's ass.
Brian, I didn't know you hated.
First of all, that is the real right.
First of all, Gabe Vincent is a Nigerian man. I can't hate him.
Naija boy.
Yeah, Naija boy. Exactly.
Not disrespect them Canes on here, man.
But no, I'm just saying, like you guys mentioned, Kyle Lowry elevates those types of players to where they do become valuable rotation NBA guys. So
was I wrong? I don't understand what the point of this is.
Look what Kyle's done with UD this year. I have to say, I feel like Raptors fans might have been right.
You feel like who might have been right?
Raptors fans?
Yes.
My boy Ramla Khan. It's not a special guest. This is home. My boy just got off a plane. I was texting Ramla Khan, hey, bro, you producing tonight? Nope. But what he here? Thank you, Ramla Khan. Please produce. Thank you, Chill Will _ by the way, for your second $1.99. Don't know the first one. You didn't say nothing. I tried to get to it, but people be telling me to let Brian talk, so I wanted to do that. How about Coach of the Year? The league's old sport, at least 2 awards. Give me just 1 minute because we've been getting the sport a lot, and I want to keep giving him his flowers because I know at the end of the year we all gonna be talking about how he should have won and he didn't. But I want to switch the focus to another guy when I throw this around, who you have to watch to appreciate. PJ Tucker, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Ariel Latiz, I'm gonna let you take off on PJ. Bro, I love this man, bro. I don't even know what to say about him at this point. Go ahead.
I don't know how you cannot love him if you're a Heat fan. I mean, just such a perfect fit next to Bam. Dude is one of the smartest defenders I've ever seen. I mean, I like the Heat have had some unbelievable, like all-time really good defenders in their system in terms of IQ and all that other stuff. He's got to be like top, what is he, like top 3 or 4 in terms of like smartest defenders they've ever had, like him, Braun,
Jimmy,
Dwayne, and Jimmy, and Zoe, I think would be like the 5. So he fits in there somewhere, I
Is
think.
that Josh McRoberts slander I hear?
I mean,
it was more pointed at Luke Babbitt.
You got to think about people, I guess a little older. Eddie Jones was
but more so than PJ, man. Like, I think it's a different level. Like, he's an elite defender.
Let's not disrespect Eddie Jones.
I love Eddie Jones.
Like he didn't lead
PJ dunked tonight after the whistle. Did anyone catch it?
Yo, bunnies. You hear me, Gadiel Carneiro? I'm sorry.
PJ Tucker, the vertical threat.
Man,
I want to see a PJ lob on Bobby Portis' head in the
Lob
playoffs.
City from Tyler.
goodness.
You know the lob gonna be bad if Tyler throw it, just to see PJ catch it next year. And
Yeah, man.
Touch his ankles one time.
PJ's gonna catch it with his mouth, bite the ball, and dunk it.
You feel me?
Do a line of culture on his way down.
Go ahead. Ariel, finish your point on PJ.
I don't even know where I was going. I don't remember. But he's awesome, man. Like, I love everything he brings to the table. I said on the spaces that we had today, the mid-season report card spaces that our guy Sean Rochester hosted, and that, like, him and Kyle, I mean, more so Kyle just because he leads the league in charges drawn. But if you like, the Heat have always been a high charge drawing team, and Kyle Lowry leads the league in that. Kyle's got more than, some whole NBA teams do. But PJ's another guy, like, they've completely, made that like the focal thing, like the number one thing that they get to defensively is that they anticipate where the ball handler is going to be at such an elite level.
Got 2, it was one of
and a huge one late too.
Well, the one right before that got called a blocking foul. He came right back like the next possession and actually got one. So
are we the best rim protecting team in the league?
Yeah.
That's where I was going. Is like,
charges.
that's exactly where I was going. Is that PJ kind of encapsulates their style of defense in that he's not going to, defend the rim by blocking shots and doing that kind of stuff. But you don't need shot blockers when you're the avenue that you take to defend the rim is just you don't let guys get there because you're drawing charges all the time. And he's an excellent example of that. Like, him and Kyle are the 2 best examples of that on the Heat.
And Caleb tonight.
Obviously.
Yeah.
The point guard stopper, Caleb Martin, when you say his name.
Red Bull.
I like that. Twan, your turn. You go ahead and you talk about PJ, bro.
Hey man, he's like Glue Guy Hall of Fame. I don't even know if Glue Guy sounds disrespectful to him because he's so much better. But like, I don't know. He makes everything work. He can play with anybody. Wow.
Cement guy.
I like that.
He can play with anybody on the team. There's no lineup that PJ doesn't fit into. There's nobody that he can't play with. Like,
Brian, bro.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm trying to look up. I'm trying to look up rim protection numbers.
Okay. But yeah, PJ is like the ultimate. Like, he just brings everything together. His playmaking, his rebound.
Oh my god, bro.
Bro, Brian's sleepy because he didn't get enough coffee.
You should have rolled with the bid, bro. You should have fell off your chair, really sell out for it.
I should have. You're right. The Heat are, at least within 6 feet, one of the worst teams at defending the league. or defending
They
the
don't-
league. Defending
How
the
many
rank.
attempts do they have though?
Is that NBA.com that you refer to? You know, Gad is a stickler for shit like that.
It is. So they're actually. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, they prevent the most attempts at the rim, I guess. So
There
yeah,
you go.
works out.
Rim protection.
Exactly.
So I don't
Numbers
care about the
never lie.
percentage if the sheer volume is low.
Sure.
Yeah. You can't even get the damn shot up because it's an offensive foul. Jonathan Ramakan, I don't know what you saw, what you didn't saw, so you can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
I mean, I just saw Jimmy. I literally got off the plane and I swiped up on my Twitter and I saw Jimmy Butler, hitting that shot to put us up 4. So, I mean, I'm just thankful for him. You know what I mean? Overall, this team is just so well balanced, and we're gonna have Bam coming back soon. Jimmy's still being able to put the team on his back. Like, we're in a really good position right now. A really, really good position. I wasn't able to celebrate the win over the Suns with you guys, but that was a really good win. We blew that shit out. And I mean, Royal called it, right? Royal called it for sure. But
Never wrong.
hey,
Yeah,
I can understand why Brian was sleepy. I was in California for a week and I was hella sleepy too. So hey, it is what it is. We back now.
Yeah, so that's 4 wins in a row. We got another game tomorrow against the Philadelphia 76ers.
Sixers.
Yeah, they call that a game, Eric.
You said Sixers, but I didn't even hear what you said through your laughter. But
The Heat finna blow that shit out. That's what I said. That's how I'm gonna
that's
start.
right.
That's
That's
what
right.
the fuck finna happen. Fuck Joel Embiid. Omer, you're 7.
That's
Okay.
one
Oh boy, you couldn't even say that
Is
with
this on
confidence.
national TV?
Oh Lord.
This game on national TV.
I hope for Omer's sake it isn't.
I hope for Joel Embiid's sake it ain't.
I need Omer to fucking punch it on Embiid. Just punch that shit down.
That's
Brother,
not gonna
that-
happen.
No,
He can't dunk on anybody. But if he's gonna dunk on one person, it needs
Bro.
to be this game.
you
But he will
getting
try.
stuffed by the rim trying
I
to
think
dunk
the
on
only
guards
person who's dunked
sometimes.
on is Caleb Martin this year.
Yeah.
That is true.
So wait, they say that we got 7 straight wins at home, so we're going for our 8th. So let's start with Jonathan Ramakan. Jonathan, the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. The
Yes,
Heat are gonna
indeed.
blow this shit out.
Yes, indeed they are. Fuck Joel Embiid. Okay, Omer, you're 7. Brian, the boy
Did
feeling
you just
good?
rename him
Boy,
Elmer?
feeling good.
Shut your ass up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where he had the Sixers number. I don't know what it is.
It's Gabe
But-
Vincent. That's literally why we have
It's
that.
Gabe Vincent, 100%.
Oh, that's so
So,
true.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a 20+ win. Why not?
Oh yeah, everybody, oh you saw it too. Yes, indeed. That boy Namdi is about to go dessert out here on these people. That's
If
the
he
wrong.
plays 6 minutes tonight.
We didn't see him in the second half, too.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? That
Me? I don't give a shit. We won. What? I don't win the game first. I'm a Heat fan first. I like the guy. I like the way he plays. But I think it would make a lot of sense for him to play more in a game where there's Trae Young and you're getting killed at point of attack. But hey, you won the game, so I don't care.
I find it interesting that he's the one losing minutes before Oladipo even gets back.
I think it's one game. I don't.
surprised by
Yeah,
I think it's telling.
it's an omen. Like, no, man, it's one game.
That's what's gonna happen, bro. Gabe is gonna get squeezed out of this lineup, and I'm going to hate it.
I think he's like the
agree with
most
that.
important of those guys, but I think that's a discussion for another.
Then-
No, I
another
think that's a
day.
discussion that needs to be
I think
had
it's
sooner
Caleb.
rather than later.
More important than Caleb? Ariel?
I would say I would. Oh, I was gonna like. It's really those two guys for me. I don't know. I would say here's what I'll answer is that without Oladipo right now, he is your only ball handling guard that you. Well, actually, no, you got Tyler. Maybe yeah, maybe not. Maybe it is Strus. Strus, my bad.
No,
Caleb.
Caleb.
But it's close. It's real close. Like my
They're all
inclination
really
is to
good.
say Gabe.
They're all really, really good. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Like Gabe, I think the writing is always on the wall. If Depot's healthy, he's probably not going to see a minute in the playoffs. Not a knock on him. It's just how good this team is.
Right.
They
have-
need
they
a,
have
they need a
critical
consolidation trade, man. If I know that Heat Twitter probably doesn't really agree. Well, maybe Heat Twitter does, but a lot
I
of the people
wouldn't
that
do
cover
it.
the
I
team.
wouldn't do it. Take the depth and ride. Honestly,
Hey!
because you have bird rights on all these guys. Like you have these guys.
Give me a
like,
second.
long term.
We got the OG Grace Sylvander in the comments right now saying your boy feeling good. Yes, indeed, Grace Sylvander. Get in on some of this. And whoever this hoe ass bitch ass hoe is talking about Grace Sylvander, just know my boy got goals behind him, bro. I will be at your fucking neck on this Twitter box while you're out here trying to disrespect this man like this as much. This man that gave to this community. Fuck you. What's his name? I don't get it.
It doesn't even matter what the
Doesn't even matter.
Something Dickin balls or something like that. Like, fuck that boy.
Guy whose knees touch $20. Fuck that dude.
Exactly. Virgin. That's his name. Virgin Dickin balls. So TJ, the boy feeling good about this game versus Philly?
Hey man, Philly done won what 8 of that last 9 or something like that. Don't mean nothing to me, man.
No.
Dave Vincent dropping 45 tomorrow. Caleb Martin gonna do what he do. Is Tyrese Maxey playing? I don't know. He's gonna be locked up. He's gonna be in jail. So I'm feeling good. I don't know about Yurt 7. Hey, we gonna have to get him out of there.
20.
No, Joel
I'm not
Embiid
all that
has-
worried about Yurt tomorrow night. If
20 and 11, bro.
There's no way.
Oh my
There's
God.
no way. He's gonna be pitiful. Y'all gonna be
I
right back
guarantee
on
you.
this
I
show.
guarantee you, Omer gets double-digit rebounds against Embiid.
Oh well, he's
I agree with that.
gonna do that.
And
But
he's gonna
Royal
get
A. Shepherd with a bold prediction.
Yeah, like he's done that every single game.
no
Yo,
Stradamus over
I
here.
bet you Max Strus will hit a 3 tomorrow. Bro. How about that?
I bet you Jimmy will hit a free throw.
I'll do you one better. Kyle Lowry is gonna start for the Miami Heat in this game, bro.
oh boy,
Crazy if true.
let the take
Hey,
fly.
listen, bro. Sometimes the boy got to go out on the ledge. You know what I mean? And that's what we doing here. We take risk on this show.
You're not even going out on a ledge. You're literally stepping out the front door. What are we doing here?
I'm not even stepping outside. I'm barely opening that bitch. I'm like looking through the peephole. But no, what the fuck were we talking about? We're going around the room. Yeah, the boy feeling good.
Yeah, the boy feeling good. They're coming to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 2 minutes of UD and we win the game. Not hard at all. Very, very easy. So this is a win for the Heat. Jimmy will probably get chippy tomorrow night. I feel like we always get up for the Sixers, specifically Embiid. And you guys are really worried about Yurt. Like, I think this is actually, defensively speaking, a matchup that he can be okay in. Obviously, Embiid cooks everyone, but where Yurt struggles is in the drop because people kill him by pulling up, and they have
He
good
won't be
playmakers
there.
or whatever. They don't really have.
He's gonna get 20 and 10.
I think he'll have a little more.
I think Yurt's gonna be fine. I thought he played a pretty good game tonight.
A little bit less points, but I'm just saying somewhere like that type of production. Like I think he's gonna have a 20 and 10 ish type game.
Do you think Dedmon gets more minutes?
Against Joel?
Because Dedmon has done a good job against him.
Probably.
I think
that might affect my prediction. Just
Hey, it's Mr. 19 and 15. Bring up that dono.
yeah. Thank you, Kachi Chisholm, for the 199 dono. He said, "Do Heat fans argue? I'm new here." You must be new here. You must ain't watch the whole show because me and Ariel literally argue about everything all the time.
All the time. Every show.
It's literally all we do because he's a Tyler Herro slob fest king champion.
And Royal is an emotional, reactionary hater of the white folk.
Ariel and Tiz, the boy feeling good.
The boy is feeling good. The Heat are going to win that game tomorrow night. The Sixers played tonight as well. I get what you're saying, Gad, about Omer, being for him, it's a decent matchup. They don't have as many pull-up threats. They don't run as much screen and roll where you have to drop Omer and pray to God that he doesn't get killed in the drop. But
Bro, this team employs Tobias Harris at max contract value.
Listen, I am not here to say nice things about the Sixers. That's not where this is going. But Joel Embiid is a monster. I think he's going. Yeah, he is. I think he's gonna get his numbers. I kind of like Dedmon a little bit more in that matchup just because of the IQ. Like I just trust him more as a defender. But I think they have similar strengths, and I think Embiid gets his numbers. But hey, man, when we play any team that Malik Monk is on, whether it was the Lakers this year or the Hornets in past years, we are terrified because we know that dude is gonna kill us. That's how Sixers fans feel about Gabe Vincent, and I'm so glad y'all mentioned that because I just remembered. I think the Heat are going to kick their asses. I think this is a good matchup for the Heat. Outside of Joel Embiid, they don't have much that worries me all that much, so I think the Heat get the dub.
We're both off a back-to-back. I think they played against the Celtics tonight.
Yep.
Did they lose?
No, they won.
Oh, perfect. So they're going to go 1-1 on a back-to-back.
Absolutely. Right. And we're going to go 2-0. Look at us. Going to be on a 5-game win streak after that. We're going to have a real nice time tomorrow night. Any of you guys showing up for work? Because y'all motherfuckers be wishy-washy out here.
I don't have anything to do.
I'm questionable.
I am doubtful.
I am confirmed.
Let's go.
Let Brian speak.
About what?
Still asleep?
Oh my God.
Oh, what? He was asleep for real.
He's not even here.
Brian's got a rabbit hole on NBAstats.com right now. Let me tell you.
That boy deep off is somebody per 36 right now.
PJ Tucker's deflections on a Wednesday afternoon.
KZ Okpala's 538 projection for the rest of his career.
Thank you, Gotcha Chisel, for the 199 dono. He said, I miss Adam Barat too. Me too, but
He's right there. He's like 4 comments above you.
I don't miss him. I've gotten so much of Adam Barai. Get out of here, man. Mm-mm.
all right, guys. That must be trying telling me to end this shit. We're almost at an hour. Y'all want us to do this for 17 more minutes and wait till Duncan Robinson can be traded?
Only if Adam lets us know that
Yeah, I
they're
wanna
going to
go.
move him at midnight. If they're going to move him at midnight, let's do it.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
I
have people.
I hear you.
I can't hear y'all.
Okay. Wrap it.
What's
I don't know who can hear who.
going on?
I can hear you, Ario. I can hear
Oh,
Royal.
okay. I can
I
hear
can
y'all
hear.
now.
I
I
heard.
can hear y'all now.
Royal,
My
guys.
settings got changed or something, so I can't get. I said pause, Ariel. Ariel, what did you say?
I said only if Adam lets us know that Duncan's getting moved at midnight. Otherwise, I'm not staying on here.
Oh, okay. Well,
Can we
That's
do
true.
stat predictions on Duncan tomorrow?
sure. Let's do that. Let's go around the table. Gad, since you brought it up, you start.
14 points, 4 of 7 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. 1
assists.
block.
He's
He's going to block Matisse Thybulle going to the rim.
Oh, you're different.
I could block Matisse Thybulle.
Hey.
TJ,
Come on now.
what's your Duncan stat line looking like for tomorrow?
0 for 8 from the 3-point line. 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist.
How's he getting the 2 points? Is it a layup?
Oh, it's a layup. He's going to cut back door finally, and then he's going to get a layup. Like Max Strus does. He just figured out. Sorry. He just figured out if he cuts back door, he can get a layup. And then, like, Duncan Robinson just refuses. So, yeah, he's going to get the 2 points off the layup.
Yo, he had 0 points tonight. I thought he scored at least
No,
once.
it
No, he only
ain't-
took 2 shots.
He did
my
nothing.
God.
Dude.
I just want to see volume tomorrow. Like, I don't want to see him hesitate.
Yo, I'm mad that none of y'all
my
motherfuckers
God.
are acknowledging that TJ coughed and it made him stop mid sentence. Like that shit was woo!
Oh,
Hey, man.
my
I fear
God.
nothing. I just got over COVID. Bring it on.
That Delta variant.
That motherfucker, bro. Let me tell you.
I'm not trying to hang myself. This is my makeshift mask.
I'm only
Brian-
struggling with the Duncan variant right now. So
So's Duncan. Fuck.
Exactly.
So that else music.
Brian, what's your stat line prediction for Duncan Robinson tomorrow?
8 points, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ramakan?
Let's go 5 points, 1 of 9 from deep. He's gonna get fouled in the bonus, so he's gonna get 2 free throws. He'll get 2 rebounds. He'll probably have 4 fouls and 3 turnovers.
3 turn.
Damn.
What? Who's he even passing the ball to?
How is he getting said
Other
3
team.
turnovers? He has. Well, look, I like the stat line though. I just agree.
That sounds about right. Though. I feel like this all means that Duncan's going to have like 30 tomorrow.
Yeah,
We
he's
know what we're
gonna go
doing.
off.
We know what we're doing.
Come on now. Symbol
Yeah.
Sports. Thank you for the $4.99. Don't know my brother. He said that boy feeling good. Yeah, let's fucking go.
Yes,
About to
sir.
blow that shit out, and Bam about to be back. Yes, indeed. Bam. The projections are that Bam will be back on Monday, which is also my birthday. So we'll be doing a post game show on my birthday too. Y'all get them wallets ready because y'all know how the boy like to be celebrated with donos. Duncan's stat line tomorrow. Fuck it, 24 points. I like 7 3-pointers. He gonna get a layup, foul, and 1. That's how he gonna get his point totals. He not gonna do nothing else, but he gonna make threes, and I'm gonna like that. Ariel,
Would
what's
you
your
guys
stat?
feel better if you pretend that Duncan and Max are each making 11 million? Like you just add the contracts.
No, Brian, that's literally what I've been doing in my head.
Yeah,
They're one player. You just combine their stuff.
yeah.
I ain't fucking Andy Ellisberg. I don't do no cap.
That
gymnastics.
is such a Brian way to look at this.
No, that's not how I look at it. One of them makes substantially more than the other one. You should be making substantially more threes. So, Ariel Latiz, what you predict Duncan Robinson's stat line gonna be tomorrow?
So I'm gonna take y'all back to December 1st of this actually last year technically. December 1st, 2021 in Miami, Heat Cavs, the only game of the season where Duncan Robinson had a worse stat line than he did tonight. That was a game where he shot 0-7 from the field. He played 20 minutes. He had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. He had 1 steal, defensive value, and 0 blocks. So I think he has a game similar to that. I'm so out on Duncan Robinson. I'm so tired of this shit.
Against
Philly? Against Philly. I'm going to predict that they put Matisse Thybulle on him. Is he healthy? Is he good to go?
I think so. Yeah.
Why would
Okay.
you use him on Duncan Robinson?
Just because you kind of in his minutes. I don't know. I'm just trying to push an agenda here, man. Stop questioning me.
Hey, never let the facts get in the way of a good agenda.
That's right.
Never.
You know what? So I would almost prefer Duncan Robinson go 0-7 and 0-2. At least he's
absolutely right. That was my issue tonight. Like,
yeah,
he was
it feels like when Duncan is actually kind of forcing things, he plays a lot better. I don't know what it is, but
the craziest thing about all this is one of his like biggest values that he brought to the court last year. Forget about the shooting percentage, but to Gad's point is that he was a volume guy, that he's a guy who can get up 10, 12, 13 3-pointers in a game. It's hard to do. Like not a lot of players that don't have the ball in their hands do that on a consistent basis. And to have nights like tonight where he just like won't even shoot the basketball, he can't even get himself in a position where he's, able to get a shot up. It's bad, man. It's all bad.
Which kind of goes back to why Max Strus is so valuable, because he will do that. And we've had conversations on this podcast before about how Max Strus just has that confidence. And honestly, I hated Max Strus for it last season. Oh, my bad. You're the host, bro. You go.
Who the fuck is Louis Lacayo? Because he's back. Apparently, welcome back.
Who cares?
We missed you. Like bro. You talking about you back, bro? I didn't even notice you were gone, bro. Like. My bad. I'm sorry, bro. We've been waiting on you the whole show.
He said leave Duncan alone. You can leave again.
Yeah, you're straight, bro. We'll see you next time.
After the trade deadline.
It was good seeing you again, bro. Brian, go ahead and say what you were finna say.
No, I was just gonna say that last season I hated Max Strus because he would have in his 10, 15 minutes put up you go like 0-7 from 3. I'd be like, dude, what the hell?
He lost the Lakers game last year. He went 0-8 in the fourth quarter.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. But when you see Duncan not do that, not have that aggressiveness, you realize like, oh, that's to be able to.
Why are you putting them up?
Because they are funny to me. He keeps doing it, bro. Christian Cardu's acting like he ain't been here for 2 years.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, Chris. They told it's probably Duncan's burner. Don't record the whole podcast, Lucas.
Yeah.
Lewis, I'm sorry. Who hates Street? Fuck, bro. Thank you guys in the comments as always for joining us, making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to Ariel. Thank you to Jonathan. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to TJ. Thank you to Gab for joining me tonight. And because it's my dog's birthday, Ariel, I'm gonna let you close the show tonight, my boy.
Play the video, Jonathan.
Jimmy Buckets! Clutch time!
Tyler Herro, what a finisher he's become.
Lane, Oladipo. Oh! That's right. You better mean mug after you dunk on somebody that way.